May 1943. North Atlantic. Convoy ons 5 battles through icy seas, a string of merchant ships transporting tanks, trucks, ammo, and grain, everything for Britain's survival. Ringing them are Royal Navy destroyers and corvettes threading a defensive net, depth charges ready. But hidden in wait are scores of U-boats, pacing like wolves in the black. For months, Admiral Donitz's wolf pack tactic had been frightfully effective. The submarines would hunt convoys in packs, ambushing at night. Merchant vessels blazed on the horizon as sailors jumped ship into icy seas. Britain had once dreaded starvation if the convoys were halted. But this spring, something changes. The convoy escorts resist more fiercely than ever. Radar probes the air, long-range planes prowl the ocean, and sonar men listen for the tiniest tremors of a submarine hull. When U-boats strike, destroyers speed in, depth charges crashing under the water. Shells of fire radiate through the water, steel creaks, and submariners are buried in the dark depths. Despite this, ships are lost. Freighters blow up in flames, oil slicks blanket the ocean, and men cling to wreckage. But the most surprising thing to German commanders is not the fury of the escorts, it is the toughness of the convoys themselves. For every Liberty ship that disappears into the sea, another couple somehow turn up the following week, steaming steadily for the east. German officers meet in dimly lit war rooms, maps on the tables before them. Daily reports come in: submarines sunk, crews missing, production unable to keep pace with the explosive output of American yards. What had been a war of attrition now appears a losing bet. The statistics speak for themselves. During 1942 alone, America commissioned more than 7 million tons of new shipping. By summer of 1943, Liberty ships are pouring into the Atlantic in greater numbers than the U-boats can sink them. The hunter is becoming the hunted, and the erstwhile invincible wolf packs start to stumble. For the men on board those convoys, the fact is apparent: the tide is shifting. And for the German Navy, a dismal realization sets in: their war in the Atlantic is already being lost. Summer of 1943. Berlin. In the Naval High Command's Great Hall, maps of the Atlantic cover oak tables, pockmarked with pins tracing convoy routes and U-boat sweeps. Admiral Karl Donitz, his uniform crisp but his eyes tired, sits as staff officers read reports aloud. Casualties: 26 U-boats lost in a single month. Hundreds of crewmen lost. And still the convoys continue to arrive in Britain, shipping tanks, fuel, and food. He bangs his fist on the table. It is not the seamanship of his submariners he is in doubt about, they are the Reich's bravest. It is mathematics of industry itself. For each U-boat launched, America churns out scores of Liberty ships. For each merchantman torpedoed, 3 more leave for the Atlantic. The balance is now not strategy, it is production. In American shipyards, men keep up their relentless pace. Women in overalls weld seams, sparks ricocheting off steel. Teenagers attach bulkheads with rivets, blistered hands but firm. Each launch is a spectacle, a whole town on hand as the ship glides into the water, christened with champagne. The Liberty ship is no longer merely a ship, it is an emblem. A guarantee that the sea lanes will stay open, no matter the price. Back across the Atlantic, Allied mariners see the difference. Convoys become ever larger, escorts ever stronger, and losses fewer. Liberty ships rum across the horizon in infinite columns by 1944, bringing the invasion lifeblood: jeeps, Sherman tanks, ammunition, rations, everything necessary for the impending onslaught on Fortress Europe. Without them, D-Day would have been out of the question. And the Germans are aware. Officers mouth it in hallways: U-boat men grumble it in cramped bunks, die Amerikaner bauen schneller, als wir versinken können. The Americans build faster than we sink. It is not merely skepticism, it is desperation. The great U-boat fleet, once the scourge of the Atlantic, is slowly being strangled by the very industrial machinery that it hoped to hold back. By the end of war, more than 2,700 Liberty ships had been commissioned. They took millions of men and incalculable tons of supplies across oceans in defiance of storms, bombs, and torpedoes. Several were lost, but there were always more. And in that unbroken procession of steel, Germany's naval war dissolved. The Battle of the Atlantic was not won by one ship, or even by one fleet. It was won in the furnaces and factories, by women and men who made industry a weapon. A weapon so persistent that German officers could scarcely credit it, even as it doomed them.